What it do? What is it? We live. I'm back in it. What's going on? What's good with it? So I'm gonna start this one off talking about me. I'm gonna talk. I know I've been talking about my life and stuff, but I want to talk about me. I'm in my 30s, and 30 ain't old. I know y'all gonna say 30 old, but 30 ain't old. Real talk. I'm in the prime of my life. I'm stronger than I ever been, smarter than I ever been, more energized than I ever been. Real talk. 30 ain't old. I'm from Salt Lake City. And I know a lot of y'all motherfuckers gonna say Salt Lake ain't on this or whatever. I don't give a fuck. You may be right. I don't give a fuck. I'm from where I'm from. But I know who I am at the same damn time. And I stand on that. Play with me and I'm gonna show you how I'm rocking. But I ain't even on that. I ain't trying to push no fucking negative energy out there. You feel me? It's all love with me. Real talk. But I'm just saying. It's like that. If it gotta be that. You dig? Besides Salt Lake, I lived in California and Texas. I love Cali. Texas was just a little too slow for me. The part I was at was just a little too slow for me. I wasn't feeling it at the time. So I wasn't really digging Texas like that. Ultimately, I want to talk about my road to redemption. How I got on this road to redemption. And ain't no fuck shit happen. I ain't get kicked out of shit. Big homie. I left on my own motherfucking terms. And I was tired of doing motherfucking time. There's a lot of pieces that helped me change. And one piece that I'm going to mention right now is my grandma Rose. She had told me a few times, like, you're bigger than this, you're better than that. And it stuck with me. I always remembered it. Because I always wondered, like, what did she see in me? Because I ain't see it. I knew I was a little more intelligent than most people around me, but I still didn't think nothing of it because I was just doing ignorant shit. I didn't really see nothing like that. I thought I was just going to be that. And when I used to get locked up, so I was in the game, I used to get locked up all the motherfucking time. But a lot of it was little shit. I got jammed up on some big shit here and there, but a lot of it was just little shit, them trying to catch some shit, you feel me? But when I get locked up, first person I called was my mom, of course. Second person, my grandma Rose. She even put money on my books before. Shout out to my grandma. Love you and appreciate you. There's a few pieces that happened while I was in the pen, but the pen ultimately was the icing on the cake for me on switching it up. I'm gonna tell y'all about a few of the things that happened that helped me switch my mindset up, you dig? When I was in the pen, I wasn't reading street fiction books, none of that. I did read mob books, but my main focus was on educational books. And I stuck with that the whole 3 years I was down. That helped me get my mental right. But the thing that surprised me the most was how many people was in there doing life. That shit blew my mind. There's a lot of motherfuckers, like 70% of the pen was doing life. From 5 to life, 10 to life, 15, 20, 30, 40 to life, all that shit. And all age groups, from 18 to 90 years old type shit. It wasn't the time that surprised me, nor did it scare me. You know what I mean? Because when you in it, like I'm telling you, there's a gang of niggas in prison right now that are glad they're doing life for standing on business. And I would have been one of them niggas. I promise you, I would have been one of them niggas. So it wasn't the time. It wasn't that at all. The shit that got to me the most was the lifers that had been down for 30, 40 years. 30, 40 years plus. Their mentality, they was burnt out. I could tell prison had broke them. They were like zombies. Real spill. And while pondering on that, while I was down, and hearing the lifers' testimonies, hearing some of the lifers' testimonies. And check this out. So I'm walking with a Mexican cat. We walking and he a lifer. He been down 26 years at this point. On this particular day, he's frustrated. And he starts telling me how when I touch down, I need to stay free. Cause your homies ain't your homies for real. You dig? He gave me all that spill. But then he tells me why he's frustrated this day. One of his homies from his generation, this man's probably 40 something, maybe 50. I think he was like 50. He was like 50 something. One of his homies from his generation was sleeping with his daughter and had her on drugs. Cold ass shit. Some of the saddest shit I ever heard. After that story, it all clicked for me. It was the last piece of the puzzle. I realized we had all been tricked. That man was so hurt. He was trying to pull strings in the pen, but there's only so much you can do. But I can tell that he wanted to give dude his issue himself, you know what I mean? But all he can do was make phone calls. All bad. There's no loyalty amongst gangsters. I hate saying thieves because I ain't no motherfucking thief. But there ain't no fucking loyalty in that shit. Laugh now, cry later. That shit's so real. And most motherfuckers can't handle the crying later. Real spill. When my time had came to get out, I had grown a lot. I had grown so much. But let me tell you how the streets do. This shit get deep. Boom. I touched down. They give me the streets. Straight up, I had the streets. They gave it to me. And I ain't gonna lie. At first, I embraced that shit. I ain't even gonna lie. But I ain't dumb. So within a few days of even getting out, I had a job. And I've kept a job ever since. 2 months out of prison, I got into the laborers union. Now I got 5 years experience. And now I'm in the sheet metal union, learning another trade. I left prison with the trade in construction management.